Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Gigi with Gigi Loves Beauty 2, and I'm back with another video. And today I have a palette ranking video for you guys. I'm going to be starting up my palette ranking series again because I haven't done it since I started my channel. So without further ado, let's get started with this video, y'all. I have been on YouTube now since 2019, so I believe that is, oh my God, I'm so terrible at math, y'all. 2019, so is that 6 years? 6 years? Yeah, 6 years on YouTube. And I did a palette ranking series a long time ago, back when I first started my channel, and I haven't done it since then. So what my premise for ranking my palettes is I'm not going to rank every single palette that I own. I think that would take way too long, but I'm going to rank specifically the brands that I have multiple palettes from. Like, my criteria was I wanted to rank brands that I had 5 or more palettes from. So first, I'm going to do it in alphabetical order from the brands that I have the most palettes of. So first up is going to be Beaute. I'm not quite sure what's going on with the brand. I don't know if they are rebranding or because they've had a lot of their stuff on sale and super clearance. I don't know what's going on. They're clearing out their inventory. They reformulated some of their eyeshadows. I don't know what's going on with the brand, but I enjoy their eyeshadows. I first found out about them and experienced them through BOXYCHARM, back when it was BOXYCHARM, and now Ipsy, and Ipsy still sends me palettes from Beaute. I love their formula. I love their color stories. They're bright, pigmented, beautiful color stories. They're so different, not like anything that you see being put out, at least at the time when I first got into them. So I'm gonna rank them, and yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I currently own 9 eyeshadow palettes from Beaute. I used to own more, but I have decluttered some over the years. But I'm going to rank the 9 that I have sitting right here. So first up, coming in at number 9, is this one. This is the Classical Paradise. The only reason why this is coming up last, again, the color stories, the pigmentation of their shadows is amazing. If you are not into pigmented shadows and colorful eyeshadow, this is not the brand for you, because everything they come out with is bright and colorful. Again, the only reason why this is coming in at number 9 is because I haven't used it yet. I think I bought it last year and I haven't used it yet. So it's got a very grungy fall type color story in my personal opinion, and it's beautiful. I for one am not one that sticks to using certain palettes during certain seasons. I feel like you can use whatever color story you want when you want, but I know that a lot of times brands release palettes during certain times of the year. So that's number 9. Number 8 is actually the palette that is on my eyes today, and I bought this at the same time. This is the Paradise Fallen palette. And again, it's ranking towards the bottom because I've only used it once. So I used some of the matte shades out of here. I have Dusk. So I'm trying to line you with the mirror. I have Dusk, I have Vine, and I have Cypress Tree. Those are the mattes that I used on this eye look. If you are new to my channel, purple is my absolute favorite color. And because I bought these 2 palettes at the same time, I had to rank the purple one a little bit higher than this one. But again, I've only used this palette once, so I do want to get more use out of my palettes. But y'all know, if y'all have a large eyeshadow palette collection, it's really hard to get a lot of use out of your palette. The next palette coming in at number 7 is the Falling For You palette. Again, another color story that is themed for the season. But again, you can wear your eyeshadow colors whenever you want to, okay? But here's the color story. This is beautiful. This is so stunning. Like, this shade right here, like, I am a sucker for this type of shade right here. This like greeny, goldy shade. Oh my God, their shimmers are so good. I am gonna swatch some of my favorite shades. Like, look, like just look at that, y'all. Let's swatch it right here in the back of my hand so you can see that, like, yellowy gold, yellowy greeny gold. I love that. Let me see. Let's do Candy Corn as well. Let's do one of the mattes. So I'm gonna do Candy Corn, which is this really bright orangey shade. Oh, I mean, listen, these shadows are not for the faint of heart. But again, I love this color story. I have used this palette multiple times. It's just, I have other palettes with color stories that I prefer just a little bit better than this one. But again, another solid color story. Coming in at number 6 is the Vintage Dawn palette. And I believe this is my oldest palette, if I'm not mistaken. I got this in BOXYCHARM. This was probably one of the first palettes. It might be the first palette that I ever, oh no. There was another one. The first palette I ever got from Beaute from BOXYCHARM was called the Grandiose palette. I decluttered that because I have that color story 50 times over in my collection. But I chose to keep this one. This was another one I received maybe during the same year that I got that one. But I just think now this palette looks loved, and rightfully so. Again, I love this color story. This warm color story with, you could tell some of my favorite shades that have been well of these blues right here, like this icy blue paired like, and then you have this sun shade right here. So these two shimmers are my most used shades. You can see, I don't know if you can see, there's significant dips in them. I will swatch them for you. So first I'll do sun, and we'll do this. That icy blue shade is called Dew. Again, these are, I believe this is their old formula. They have reformulated this since I got it. Oh, that icy blue. Even though this palette is old, like look at those colors. Still performs well, even though the formula is a bit older. Love this palette. I will keep it until I can't use it no more. Coming in at number 5 is the Smoky Roses palette. The next 3 palettes I'm going to show you, I did get from Ipsy. This is a beautiful, I'm making this palette up a little bit higher because of the types of colors that are in here. I have recently started to adore cool tone shadows. I didn't think at first that they look good on me, but I can rock them. I can rock them. Certain shades, there are certain shades that I can't rock. No matter what I do, they turn gray on me. But to have a palette like this from a brand that I really love, by the way, HBT is a Black-owned brand. My only gripe about this color story is there's a lot of light shades in here. Like there's a lot of light shades, but I still think the color story is beautiful. It's so pretty to me. So because it has so many light shades though, I have to bring in another palette to use with this if I want these type of shades with a little bit more depth. So I have a palette from Glamlight, the Chucky palette, the Bride of Chucky palette, whatever that's called. I usually will use that in companion with this because I feel like the color stories are similar and they complement each other. But anyway, gorgeous. This palette looks like I haven't touched it too much, but let me just swatch Strength and Snug. These two shimmers right here, again, I'm telling you, I am a sucker for these types of shades. And this is a new-ish palette. I'm not sure if it's still available, but this is in their newer, revamped formula. So just, I mean, girl. Yes, ma'am. She is beautiful. Coming in at number 4 is this palette right here. This is actually the newest palette to my collection. And even though I've only used it once, I think this color story is brilliant. This is called the Whimsical Bloom palette. This is a perfect, like, I love when Black-owned brands come out with pastels because they do pastels right. It's very difficult for us brown skin girls to pull off pastel colors because they have so much white bases and pigment in them. And I often find that I have to use a white base in order to make them look good on me. And sometimes they end up being a little chalky. But Beaute killed this. They absolutely killed this palette. I got this again in Ipsy. I used it once. These minty shades, stunning. Again, another nice icy blue, and they even have some deeper shades in here to ground it, like the purples. Like, I mean, I'm gonna do Violet and Wisteria, which is beautiful. I'm gonna have an arm full of glitter, but just like, I mean, I could honestly do a look with those two shades right there. So this, yes, another stunning creation by Beaute. Coming in at number 3 is the Mystic Romance palette. Ugh. Again, another palette that they knocked clean out of the park. Like this color story right here. See, this is what I'm talking about. This has the balance that I look for. Actually, you know what? This palette is a little deep shade heavy. And I feel like this palette and this palette could also be a good complement to each other. The only thing is these shades are a little bit warmer, but I've used this a few times and this color story is just heaven to me. It's so gorgeous. Um, I mean, the ultra sparkles in here. You got some cooler tones. This little shade up here. You got your basic. You got your black. You got your basic bone shade. But then you also just have some really fun colors like these two shades right here. Celestial has almost like a shift to it. It's like a gold with a little bit of pink and orange in it. I used this in a look and I combined it with like green eyeshadow. Child, listen. Again, another stunning creation from Ace Beaute. Coming in at number 2 is another older palette. This is the Flare palette. This palette has seen some love. I love that I have loved on this palette because previously this was like my least used palette, but I can't bring myself to declutter this because they have such unique shades in here. Like this chartreuse green is fabulous. This shade right here called Cider, this mustard green. Let me swatch those two shades actually while I'm thinking about it. Again, this is a black owned brand, so this is going to give you Pigment City. Like, look at those mattes. OMG. OMG. Gorgina. Like beautiful and different and just, it's such a gorgeous, gorgeous, stunning palette. And coming in at number 1, drum roll please. You might be able to guess or already know which palette is my number 1 palette, but this bad boy right here, the Oceanic palette. This is a OG classic palette. When you talk about blues and greens and turquoise, now this is older. This is not in a new formula. This is in the older formulas, but this is my most used and my favorite Ace Beaute palette that I own. Like, this is just, I mean, they just captured every shade that you see in the ocean absolutely beautifully. I mean, they've got this periwinkle light blue that's really unique in my collection. The greens, this seaweed shade is gorgeous. Again, this is the older formula, so they're not as sparkly. The shimmers in here are not as sparkly as the shimmers that are in their newer formula. But again, this is my favorite Ace Beaute palette, hands down. I don't know if you can see, there's dips in these shades because I believe I have used pretty much every shade in this palette multiple times. But let's go with Mykonos right there. Lagoon, which is a beautiful deep blue. I mean, just look at that. And then also I'll go in with this color right here called Bay. Let's do some swatches. We all love to see swatches. Like, oh my God. It's just, I have skipped out on purchasing a few blue leaning palettes because I have this one from Ace Beaute. Like, this gives me every shade of blue, and not necessarily green, but every type of shade of blue that I could want is in this palette. So, yep, that is my ranking for all of my Ace Beaute palettes. Before I go, I'm actually going to share with you some complimentary makeup that I use to do this monochromatic purpley plummy eye look. Well, actually complete face look that I'm absolutely living for. So some of the complimentary shades, I used the Garden Lights, Flower Beauty Garden Lights palette for the shimmers that are on my eyes. And I use these two shades right here. These two shades right here in Wildflower and Bloom. So this right here is Wildflower and this right here is Bloom. So those are the shimmers that are on the eye. And then on the cheeks, I needed a purple blush moment. So cream blush is this one from Moira. This is their Love Heat Cream Blush in Thank You. And then you can see the color, but I mean, girl. Love that. And I topped it with an OG favorite, the Juvia's Place. This is the Volume 2 Saharan Blush Palette, and I have that shade over the cream blush. And then my lip combo is this lip liner from Nicka K. This is a plum lip liner. It's the lip liner is the color of the cap right there. And then I also have on the NYX Fat Oil Lip Drip, and this is in the shade That's Chic. It's a translucent plum color. So that is a wrap for this video. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are new here and you have not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Also make sure that you are following me on my other social medias, Gigi Loves Beauty 2. I'll leave that handle right here. I am more active on Instagram than I am over here. So if you want to keep up with me in between these videos, make sure that you follow me over there. Again, this is the start of my redoing my palette ranking series. I got a few more brands that I'm going to do that I have multiples of. And yeah, I'm just excited to get back into filming again. So just keep coming and hanging out with your girl. All right, I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace. Bye.